Hello, okay, I'm on. I'm Anthony David Hobbs, or A.D. Hobbs, and today is Tuesday, the 15th of July, and basically 2 days ago, so Sunday the 13th, I was in London, more specifically, the London Comic Con, or is it officially called the Film and Comic Con? But anyway, it was an epic, huge convention in Earl's Court, and yes, huge queue to get in. You know, I was queuing for about 40 minutes, but I got off easy. Some people had to queue up for hours, so yes, I was lucky. I got there a little bit before noon, and inside just crammed with people. You know, it was moving like there were some bits inside the complex where you couldn't walk; you could just sort of plod very slowly forward, because that's how crowded we're talking here. You know, just masses of people all crammed together like sardines. You know, the big bit of irony is, I remember when I was a teenager, being told how science fiction is for geeks and nerds. You know, it's something that not the majority likes. Only a small, very small subcult following. But there was nothing small about this convention. No, I've never seen so many people in one place. So yes, it was huge, really successful. You know, the queue was so long, you know, and it was apparently much long. The queue was much longer earlier in the day. Anyway, okay, I'll get to the main point. I met a couple of friends there, and we found a place to stop to have something to eat. And I suppose, yeah, the highlight of what I wanted was to see Helen Slater, who of course is famous for playing Supergirl. And I wanted more than just to meet her and get her autograph. No, I wanted to film her and film myself talking to her, you know. And was it a good interview? Well, yes and no, because the interview starts extremely well. You know, I have some good questions, she gave some good answers. But then afterwards, you see, I'd written this poem. It's a poem about Helen Slater that I wrote. And it basically is like what a great actress she is, and she was she portrayed the character of Supergirl really well. And but she refused to let me read it to her on camera. She said I could read it to her off camera, but not on camera, which I thought was a little strange. I mean, what? Why is that? Do they have some sort of anti-poem laws in Comic-Con? I don't know. It's my first time I'd been to a Comic-Con. I've been to sci-fi conventions, but not a specific Comic-Con. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I thought, what difference does it make? What difference does it make if I read this poem on camera or off camera, as long as I get to read it to her, you know? Because I'd written it myself, so that's what made it special. So I wanted to know what she thought of the poem. So I stopped filming and read her the poem, and she loved it. Yeah, she thought it was really good, and I had a copy of the poem for her to keep. And so yes, the interview, it starts well. The first half is very well, but the second half gets a little awkward. And oh yes, there's a bit that's awkward that's my fault, because I said I had 4 questions to ask her, and I couldn't remember what the 4th question was. So that was my fault. That was my own fault. Yeah. I guess it's because I was getting nervous. You know, I was very nervous meeting her. I've been a fan for a long time, and but I'm an amateur when it comes to interviewing famous people and filming them. You know, it's a very new thing to me. You know, so you live and you learn how to do it a bit better next time. I suppose basically I learned, don't get nervous when you're doing an interview. No, that's the last time you get nervous. You've got to be confident, you've got to be on the ball, and you have to look like you know what you're talking about. So yes, yes, Helen Slater could see that I was a bit of an amateur and she wanted me to stop filming, but she did say in the most politest way possible. Yes, she was a very polite, very sweet lady. And the poem I read her, which was simply called Helen Slater is Super, yes, it says how she did a great job in Supergirl, and that it's really great that she likes Greek myths. Yes, that's really good because I like Greek myths too. Yeah, okay, so I have an interview of her that I'm going to put on YouTube later on. And oh yes, some visual aid, everyone. We've got some visual aid this time. Here's my well, we can't see the writing very well, but it's a photo of Supergirl, aka Helen Slater, and there's best to Anthony, best wishes, Helen Slater written there. Okay, and the next interview was Jamie Bamber, aka Captain Apollo from Battlestar Galactica, and there we are. To Anthony, best wishes from Jamie Bamber, and yes, I had a little interview with him. This one went a bit better, yes. I was a bit more on the ball this time. I knew what I was talking about. A bit amateurish, yes, but then that's because I am an amateur. I don't have the experience. But this interview went a bit better, and I was quick and straight to the point. No, sort of meandering off the point. I got straight to the point, and I was on the ball. So yeah, you live and you learn. All I can say about all the people out there who want to film the stars of sci-fi conventions, just my best advice is be very confident, be on the ball, and have a plan. Yes, plan it out in your head. Know what the questions are way in advance so you know exactly what to say. I wouldn't advise making it up on the spot. I mean, well, you can if you want, but you have to look like you know what you're talking about. Otherwise, they can't take you that seriously, And you have to be quick. Yes, very quick, because you have to remember there's a queue of people behind you who also want to meet this person. So Jamie Bamber, I just had about 2 or 3 questions, and I was very quick, and that was only about a minute long. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I took a lot of photographs of all these people. They were really cool costumes. These what you call cosplay, people who dress up. They'd clearly made the effort to make these costumes as brilliant as possible. I have all the photos, but I can't show you them because they're on the iPad, and I'm using that to film me now. But I can assure you they were very excellent photos. There was, ladies dressed as Supergirl, She-Ra, She-Hulk. There were a lot of Superman, Wolverine. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. Lots of great characters from comic book characters. There were people dressed up as computer game characters, Everything from, like, the fantasy sci-fi genre. Anything comic book, or not comic book, but looks like they are characters from a comic book. So, yes, comic book theme was the main thing that everyone loved. And, over here we have, this is Zor, the eagle from Master of the Universe. You press this button on one of her legs and it makes her flap her wings. She also came with a perch, I haven't got it here, but a perch to stand on. And, will she stay like that? Yeah, I don't know. And I think the original toy of this, for all those toy collectors out there, I think she's meant to have like a backpack on her back, some sort of weapon or something. I don't know, but I thought, well, that's most of the bits. That's close enough. And this, the Ewok glider, here it is to fit an Ewok there. And this bit here is meant to have like boulders on it, which were missing, but that doesn't matter because years ago I got the Ewok boulders on their own. So yes, sometimes I do that. If a thing has something missing, it doesn't matter. You get it anyway, because you might find the bits that were missing on a later date, It's unlikely, but it can happen, and here's the proof, yes. This toy, not a very well-made toy, very cheap plastic, but I wanted a vintage Ewok glider. I wanted the original, and that's what I got. Yeah, I really wanted one of these when I was a child, and finally got it in the end. Yes, got there in the end. And something else, nothing to do with Ewoks. The General Lee. Now this is an original General Lee from around about 1981. I thought it was these toys, the Dukes of Hazzard, were made by Matchbox, because they're about the same size as Matchbox cars, but they're not. No, it's by a toy company called, hang on, let me find it, the Ertl Company. Yeah, so yes, they were cashing on the success of the Dukes of Hazzard show. I had this toy, well not this one, but you know what I mean, the same model as this, when I was about 4 years old, and it was my pride and joy. I thought this was the coolest car in the world. It was not remote controlled, didn't have batteries or anything, but it didn't matter, because it was Dukes of Hazzard, And yes, when Dukes of Hazzard was new, well, not when it was new, but when it was new to me, I thought it was the greatest TV show in the world. So yeah, and the car was the star, as far as I was concerned. You're not waiting for a specific actor to make an appearance in each episode. No, you want to see the car. That's what it's all about. The car's the star, quite literally. And next we have, this is a seahorse, a humanoid seahorse. This is from Battle Beast, yeah, and this is one I didn't have. I wasn't expecting to see any Battle Beast on sale. I thought they were long forgotten about, but there were in fact 3 Battle Beasts there, but one of them already had, so I got 2 of them I didn't have. The other one, the Panda, he's somewhere in my room with the rest of the collection. So yeah, that was a really cool, rare find. And over here, this is from the She-Ra franchise. She's still in the bag I got her in. Anyway, if I can get her in focus, I can't. Yeah, she has like these silver legs or something. I think she's a toy of Caster Speller, or is she a toy of Froster? I'm not sure. Or is she a variation of Caster Speller? I don't know. But if there's any subscribers out there, well, can you please tell me which figure this is? It's clearly from the She-Ra franchise, but I don't know the name of the character. I think it's a Yeah, she has like chrome on her arms and legs and torso. Yeah, very shiny. So it's definitely from She-Ra, but I'm not sure which character. So if anybody knows, if you know the answer, can you please subscribe and tell me which character this is? Okay, there we are. And well, I think that's everything. Yeah, I think all that's left to say really is I'm going to put my 2 interviews on YouTube. So yes, in the near future you will see my Helen Slater interview followed by my Jamie Bamber interview. And the other thing is, Comic-Con was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I think one day I'm going to wear a cool costume. I don't know, because it's strange how when you go in there, you sort of stick out if you're not wearing a costume, because so many people are wearing costumes. Yeah, it's a bit of role reversal. It's not the people that are wearing the costumes that stick out, it's anyone that's wearing regular clothes. They stick out. So, yeah, and there were many stars to see there. The list goes on, and it kept changing, you know, so... But I found lots of things to buy. I spent a fair bit of money. Yeah, I had barely any left afterwards, yeah. But if you're a sci-fi fan and you haven't been to Comic-Con yet, I highly recommend you do, because if nothing else, it's so cool, these cool costumes and the cool exhibits they have there, you know. So Comic-Con was a lot of fun, and I'm only sorry I couldn't go there for 2 days, because there was too much fun having one day. You need a couple of days, you know. So Comic-Con in London 2014 was a lot of fun, and I liked it so much. I want to go to another Comic-Con in the near future.